Welcome back to another Champion Guide. Yeah, well, we're not done. Today we're going to take a look at Jace, who is finally being played again thanks to Arcane. Jace is one of the few champions in Rift who can switch back and forth between melee and ranged combat. That makes this playstyle super varied and difficult to master. With the ultimate you can switch between Mercury Hammer and Mercury Cannon, and with each switch you'll become a melee and ranged champion. This changes your auto attacks and all other abilities. So if there's one thing you don't want to lose sight of, is whether you are out and about with a hammer or cannon in your hand. With the first auto attack of the cannon, you reduce the armor and magic resistance of the enemy, and with the hammer you'll deal additional magic damage. The passive Hextech capacitor is easily explained. If you change weapons, you get movement speed. Cool. Now get the Q. In the close combat form, you jump with an ultra stylish somersault on the enemy, inflicting damage and slowly down surrounding units. The ranged form of combat with the cannon fires an orb forward, which explodes at maximum range or on collision. It's pretty lame, and I wonder if it could speed up somehow. Fingers crossed. Jace's W in melee form makes an energy field appear around Jace. In doing so, you cause damage over time. You restore mana every auto attack, and in the ranged combat form Hypercharge, your attack speed is an increase for a few auto attacks. E brings in the possibility combinations into Jace's kit. With the hammer form of the E, you can push your opponents back a bit. And with the cannon shape, you create a kind of energy gate. Everything that goes through becomes faster. And guess what? That counts not only for allies and even yourself, but a little orb you shoot with the Q suddenly becomes a deadly projectile. It's hard to aim, but definitely harder to dodge. There you have your skills. Funny. Despite the fact there were so many, it still seems less to me than any other champion. What makes Jace so broken is his extremely good AD conversion. You can poke the squishies from a safe 6 km distance, but then switch to melee when you need to take in the action. Eclipse is your number one item for this, but it is imperative, and I cannot stress this enough, imperative that you build mana immune. Twice as many skills means twice as much mana consumption. As for the runes, you have a few options. Conquer is a solid choice, but nothing beats First Strike. Extra damage, extra gold, and extra fun. If you see the slightest chance of knocking your opponent out of the lane in Champion Select, take First Strike with you. Be the biggest bully. So have fun with Jace, and happy Progress Day.